So in the last session, just we completed about array initialization. How we can initialize an array. Now let me talk about array declaration, creation, initialization in a single line. There is one shortcut representation is there. That part I will discuss. Keep subheading. Array declaration, creation, array declaration, creation, and initialization, in a single line. Array declaration, creation, and initialization in a single line. Single line. Have you observed? It is one shortcut representation for us. Okay, you can declare, create, initialize in a single line. It is one shortcut representation, right? Best example, just observe. Sir, I am taking int array x. Can you tell what I am doing? Int array x. What I am doing? Just I am declaring an array. X is equal to new int array of 3 I am taking. Sir, can you tell what I did? I created. In the first line, declared. Second line, created. And then x of 0 is equal to 10. X of 1 is equal to 20. X of 2 is equal to 30. Are you getting right? 10, 20, 30. Yes, what I did? Initializer. Are you getting? So, these are things by default. So, here, array declare, create, initialize. Total how many lines we used on 5 lines of the code. Okay, this total 5 lines, if you want, we can convert into a single line. Shortcut representation is there. If you want this one, then we can go for int array x is equal to, okay, simple 10 comma 20 comma 30. Are you getting? Sir, we can represent, declare, create, initialize all these things into a single line. Is nothing but int array x is equal to 10, 20, 30 by default we have. Clear for all of you, right? Sir, we can declare, create, and initialize an array in a single line. Shortcut representation is nothing but like. Sir, whenever we are taking internally, what thing is happening is same thing is going to execute. Performance wise, there is no problem, there is no difference, just convenient to the programmer. Instead of writing 5 lines of the code, just a programmer can write only one line. So total thing by default we can able to achieve. Is it clear for all of you, right? Okay, next, sir, even we can use char array ch is equal to, same for any array we can use char array ch is equal to a e I o u. Are you getting what all these things are? A, E, I, O, U is nothing but vowels. Are you getting? So, char array ch is equal to a group of characters. Next, string array s is equal to, a is nothing but a group of string objects. Like, sir, this type of thing is nothing but shortcut representation. We can declare, create, and initialize an array in a single line. Okay, at this point. We can, at the 3%, we can declare, create, and initialize an array. We can declare, create, and initialize an array. We can declare, create, and initialize an array in a single line. In a single line, within bracket, shortcut representation. Within bracket, shortcut representation. Okay, take this point well. Add int array x. Next, int array x. Next, x is equal to new int array of 3. X is equal to new int array of 3. X of 0 is equal to 10. X of 1 is equal to 20. X of 2 is equal to 30. You know this total thing. So we can able to write only one line. Int array x is equal to 10, 20, 30. Int array x is equal to 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. Like char array ch is equal to a e I o u. Next string array s is equal to a like this. Are you getting? String array s is equal to a like this. I hope terminology is very very clear for you people, right? Okay. Yeah, create, because whenever we are taking this one, internally which thing is happening? This one only. Just a convenient to the programmer if you know all values at the beginning. In the heap, every Java object is going to be created on the heap only. Here these things are string literals. For every literal, one object will be there in SCP area. Are you getting? These string constants will be stored where? In SCP. But the corresponding references will be so added to array object which is presenting on the heap only. Are you getting? Array is always where? In the heap area. Next string literals where these things will be created in the SCP. Getting? Okay. So this is shortcut representation, right? Where once we are specifying the number of elements, indirectly you are telling the size also. Are you getting? That's why we are not required to specify. Now next conclusion, legend. Sir, we can use this shortcut even for multi-dimensional arrays also. Don't feel it's applicable only for one dimension. For 2-dimension, 3-dimensional arrays also applicable. Suppose assume I have one array like this. I have one array like this. Now here the first element 10, 20, second element 30, 40, 50 is there. Are you getting? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is there. Now int array x is equal to okay. So here now have you observed, is it a 2-dimensional array or not? Array of arrays 2-dimension. Basically 2-dimensional array also 1 dimension only. Internally array of arrays, it is 1 dimension, where first element is 1-dimensional array with how many values? 2 values, right? That's why 10, 20 like. Are you getting? 10, 20. Next another array got created with the values 30, 40, 50 is nothing but like this. Are you getting the point, right? Okay. So a new array, a new 2-dimensional array got created is nothing but like. For this representation, this is the equivalent Java code, right? Okay. At the theory first, we can extend this shortcut or we can use this shortcut. We can extend this shortcut for multi-dimensional arrays also. We can extend this shortcut for multi-dimensional arrays also. We can extend this shortcut even for multi-dimensional arrays also. Okay, take this line. Take the memory representation and the equivalent Java code. Take clearly. We can apply for multi-dimensional arrays also. Completed, I hope. Ten, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. Next one. So the next terminology. Okay. So here from this area, what kind of question there is a possibility to ask? Okay, here see, I am taking 3-dimensional array. Anna, just legend. 3-dimensional array I'm taking. Do you know? So here 10, 20, 30, okay, 40, 50, 60. Like I'm taking 40, 50, 60. First 2-dimensional array. Okay. 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. 90, 100, 110 is nothing but like. Okay. Now my target is, here just observe. So 10, 20, 30, 70, 80, like this is my 3-dimensional array. Sir, can you tell what is the value of SOP of x of SOP of x of 0, 1, 2? What is the answer? Ayyo, leave it. SOP of x of 1, 0, 1. What is the answer? Leave it. SOP of x of 2, 0, 0. What is the answer? Leave. No problem. SOP of x of 1, 2, 0. What is the answer? Array? Leave. No issue. SOP of x of 1, 1, 1. What is the answer? SOP of x of 2, 2, 1, 0. What is the answer? Okay. Maybe a chance to ask this type of questions. So even some people are telling 70 or 60 or 40, but still there is a lack of confidence, I can show. Just I'm telling maybe 70 like. If we have this type of questions in the exam, how you can answer? Don't try to answer directly by saying this one. Definitely most of the times your answer may be wrong. That's why convert this one into memory representation and then you can start answering this. Let me convert. Sir, can you tell it is what is the dimension of this array? 3 dimension. 3 curly braces, 3 dimension. What is the base size? 2. First 2-dimensional array, second 2-dimensional array. That's why base size is 2 base size. In the first is a 2-dimensional array. Once again base size 2. In the second, here first one. In the first one, 1-dimensional array with 10, 20, 30. Here this one also 1-dimensional array with 40, 50, 60. Is nothing but like. Same next one also. Here just I am taking. Okay. So 2-dimensional. Here one array with the size 2. Okay. Next so 70, 80. Next one 90, 100. Okay. 110 like this. Now this is x. I hope by seeing this diagram you can able to answer very easily. Sir, can you tell what the first one? X of 0, 1, 2. X of 0, 1, 2 is nothing but like. What is the answer? 60. X of 1, 0, 1. X of 1, 1, 0, 1, 80, not 70. 80. Okay. X of 2, 0, 0. X of 2 is not there. Immediately runtime exception we are going to get saying array index out of bounds exception. Next, x of 1, 2, 0. X of 1, 1, 2 is not there. Once again array index out of bounds exception. Array index out of bounds exception. Next, x of 1, 1, 1. X of 1, 1, 1 is nothing but like. What is the answer? 100. X of 2, 1, 0. X of 2 is not there. Immediately we will get runtime exception saying array index out of bounds exception. Are you able to understand, right? Okay. Make sure maybe a chance to ask this type of thing. Okay, add. Completed, right? Take this is the possibility to ask the question for the exam. Make sure you people should have clear clarity. Memory representation like completed, right? Okay. Next, so from this area, so this is the possibility to ask the question for the exam. There is another thing is there. Okay, there is another thing. Make sure you people should have clear clarity. Okay, here what is the terminology here is observe the point well. Sir, I am taking int x is equal to 10. Int x is equal to 10. Sir, can you tell, is it valid or not? Int x is equal to 10, valid. I want to divide this one into two lines. Int x, x is equal to 10. Is it valid or not? Int x is equal to 10. Perfectly valid, no problem at all. Because we can divide into multiple lines. Why don't you apply same strategy for this also? Int array x is equal to 10, 20, 30. Int array x is equal to 10, 20, 30. Okay. Sir, I want to divide into multiple lines. What I want to do is, sir, first line int array x. Int array x. Second line x is equal to 10, 20, 30. So nothing but like. Sir, can you tell, is it valid or invalid? 100% pakka. Make sure it's an important conclusion what you should divide. You can divide like into multiple lines. Why don't you do the same thing? Here 100% pakka. This one is nothing but valid, but this one compile time error we are going to get. Are you getting? If you want to use this shortcut, compulsory we should perform all the things in a single line. If you are trying to divide into multiple lines, compile time error we will get saying illegal start of expression. Illegal start of expression. Yeah, okay, like this one is valid, this one is valid, but this one is nothing but like this. If you are trying to divide into multiple lines, compile time error we will get it. Just have a look once. Yeah, see this int array x is equal to 10, 20, 30, like this I am taking. Perfectly valid, no compile time error at all. Java C test.java. Valid, no compile time error. Java test, valid or not? Yes. But now int array x, in the next line x is equal to 10, 20, 30 is nothing but like, have you observed? Illegal start of expression, not a Java statement, semicolon expected, something like compile time error we are getting. Are you able to understand that? Okay. So at this conclusion, if we want to use this shortcut, compulsory we should perform all activities in a single line. All activities in a single line. All activities in a single line. Okay, this is, take this example, right? 1 minute. In a single line, if we are trying to divide into multiple lines, then we will get compile time error. If you are trying to divide into multiple lines, then we will get compile time error. Then we will get compile time error. Compile time error. Error. Okay. Take this example well. Take this one. Int array x is equal to 10, 20, 30. So is the first one. Now I am trying to divide into multiple lines. Compile time error by default we are going to get. Completed, right? Int array x is equal to 10, 20, 30. Int array x like. I hope. Is it clear for all of you, right? Okay. Now, next one. Okay, that's all. This is about array declaration, creation, initialization in a single line. Next, keep submitting. Length versus length. Length versus length. Length. Sir, in Java, length variable is there. Length method is also there. Length versus length. Length. Just observe. Here keep submitting length. 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 Length variable and length method. Okay. Here just observe. Sir, here legend this one. I am taking int array x is equal to, int array x is equal to new int array of 6. Int array x is equal to int array of 6. System.out.println x dot length. Sir, can you tell what the answer? Array? Oi. What the answer we are going to get? Compile time error by default we are going to get. Because what is x? X is array. For the array, length variable but not length method. Sir, here have you observed? I used what? Length method. Now compile time error we are going to get saying, okay, cannot find the symbol. Now compile time error we are getting saying cannot find symbol. Which symbol? Cannot find symbol. Which symbol? Method length. Which symbol? Method length. In which location? Method length in which location? Class int array type. Sir, class int array. For int array type, there is no length method. How I can compile? Is nothing but like compile time error by default you are going to get. Sir, this time now I am taking system.out.println x dot length. Can you tell what the answer now? SOP of x dot length. What the answer we are going to get? 6 by default. Are you getting? So length is a variable applicable for arrays. Are you getting? Length variable represent the size of the array. Okay, this is. So what about length method? We will discuss. Are you able to understand? But can I use the term length variable is a final variable? Is it a final variable? Yes, because once we create an array, is there any chance of changing the size? No, size is always fixed. We can't change its size. Then obviously it is the final. So length is a final variable applicable for arrays. Length variable represents the size of the array. Okay, add. Length is a final variable. Length is a final variable. Length is a final variable. Applicable for. Length is a final variable applicable for arrays. Length is a final variable applicable for arrays. Applicable for arrays. Next, length variable represents. Length variable represents. Length variable represents. Length variable represents the size of the array. Length variable represents the size of the array. Size of the array. Okay, take example. Int array x is equal to new int array of 6. int array x is equal to new int array of 6. SOP of x dot length. Compile time error. Next x dot length variable. X dot length itself is the 6. Completed, right? X dot length 6. So I hope the terminology is clear for you. Next one. At that compile time error also. Cannot find symbol. Which symbol? Method length. Location class int array. And whenever we are taking SOP of x dot length, perfectly it is a valid. The answer is a 6. Like now, legend this example well. Sir, here I am taking something like here legend string here length method I have to talk. Length method observe. So string s is equal to Durga. String s is equal to Durga. System dot out dot println SOP of s dot length. Sir, can you tell what the answer? What the length? S dot length. What the answer? Don't think too much, man. Length variable not applicable for string. Length method is applicable. Length variable not applicable. Do you know compile time error we are going to get? Okay, compile time error saying what that compile time error cannot find a symbol. Cannot find a symbol. Which symbol? Cannot find symbol. Which symbol? Variable length. Variable length in which location? Okay, class java.lang.string. Are you getting? Cannot find symbol. Which symbol is nothing but variable length? Location class java.lang.string. Is it clear, right? Okay. Next, SOP of here see. SOP of s dot length method I am taking. SOP of s dot length method I am taking. Can you tell what the answer by default we are going to get now? How many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the answer. So now my question is, length is a method applicable for string objects. Applicable for string object. Can I use the term? Of course. Length method returns number of characters present in the string. Can I use the term? Length method is a final method. Length method is a final method. Length variable is the final. But length method is the final method. Yes. Because so length method present in which class? String class. Okay. Length method present in string class. Correct or not? String class. Sir, string class is the final. Okay. Sir, if it is the final, is it possible to create child? No. If it is not possible to create child, is it possible to override this method? No, because where we can override? In the child class. But it's not possible to create the child, then where is the question of overriding? That's why this method by default is the final. So there is one conclusion I will discuss in the whoops. Every method present inside a final class is always final by default. Because we can't override these methods, because we can't create the child class first. Okay, this is. So length is a final method or not? Yes, applicable for string objects. Length method returns number of characters present in the string at this point. Length method is a final method. Length method is a final method applicable for. Length method is a final method applicable for string objects. Length method is a final method applicable for string objects. Applicable for. Length method is a final method applicable for string objects. Next, length method returns returns number of characters present in the string. Length method returns number of characters present in the string. Length method returns number of characters present in the string. That's all. Are you able to understand, right? Okay. So this is what you people should aware clearly, right? Okay. Next, have you took the example, right? No, just better to take. So example, take this one, no problem. String S is equal to Durga. Take example. String S is equal to Durga. SOP of S dot length. SOP of S dot length. Can you tell what comparative error we are going to get? Cannot find a symbol. Cannot find a symbol. Which symbol is a nothing but variable length? In which location? Okay. Class Java dot string. In the string class, length method. In the string class length method, length variable not available, right? System dot out dot println S dot length. SOP of S dot length. The answer by default we are going to get. Can you spell out what the answer? 5. S dot length itself is the 5. Okay. Not required to keep much explanation, right? You took this one. Okay. Now, so here length variable applicable for arrays or string? Arrays. Length method applicable for string objects but not for arrays. Take a note. Length variable. Length variable applicable for length variable applicable for arrays. Length variable applicable for arrays. But not for string objects. String objects. Length variable applicable for arrays but not for string objects. But not for string objects. Whereas length method applicable for string objects. Length method applicable for string objects but not for arrays. Length method applicable for string objects but not for arrays. But not for arrays. That's all. Completed, right? So these are the things what you people should aware, right? Okay. Length method and length variable. So just based on this, what is the possibility to ask the question for the exam? Listen this one. Sir, I am taking one string array. S is equal to. Sir, here I am taking A, okay. A like this. A like this I am taking. Now system here, just observe, I am taking SOP of S dot length. SOP of S dot length. Okay. SOP of S of 0 dot length. Next, SOP of S of 0 dot length. S of 0 dot length. Can you tell SOP of S dot length? What is the answer? SOP of S dot length. Among these, which are valid, which are invalid, what is the output we are going to get? Observe this one. S dot length, valid or not? Valid. S is what? Array. Of course, string array. For the array, length variable applicable or not? Yes. Then what the answer we will have is a 3, because 3 elements are there. S is array. For the array, length method applicable or not applicable? Not applicable. Immediately compile time error by default you are going to get. Have you observed? compile time error we will get. What is that error is? Cannot find the symbol. Cannot find symbol. Which symbol is method length? Which symbol method length? In which location? Method length in which location is class? S is what type? String array. For string array class, length method not applicable, right? Okay. Now S of 0 dot length valid or not? Is it valid or invalid? Valid, right? Compile time error we are going to get. S of 0. S of 0 is nothing but what? String. First element in that string array, string. For the string length variable, applicable or not applicable? Not applicable. Compile time error saying cannot find the symbol. Cannot find the symbol. Which symbol? Which symbol? Variable length. Which symbol? Variable length. In which location? Okay. Class S of 0. Class java.lang.string, right? Are you getting? Next, SOP of S of 0 dot length. S of 0 dot length is nothing but in that first element length, how much? Can you spell out what the value? 1 itself is the answer. Any explanation is required, okay, at this point. Length variable and a length method. String array S is equal to A. SOP of S dot length 3. S of 0 dot length like this. Completed, I hope. Cannot find the symbol. Which is symbol method length location class string array. Make sure. Completed, right? Okay, completed, I hope. Next one. Okay, so here there is one more small loophole compulsory you people should be aware. What is that loophole is? Observe. I am taking two-dimensional array. X is equal to new two-dimensional array. Like this I am taking. Here 6 and then 3. 6 and 3. So SOP of X dot length. What is the answer? Array? What is the length of this array? Yes. Is it 6 or 18? because total how many number of elements we can represent? 18 number. So either 6 is the answer or 18 is the answer or 9 is the answer. Good. 6 or 18. Okay, make sure. So it is, even it is the two-dimensional array, basically it is one-dimensional array only. Correct or not? Yes, 6 size, where every element is size 3. Are you getting? So X is basically, okay, like this. X is basically one-dimensional array only. Okay. Sir, what is the size? What about its size? Is 6 only. Okay. In multi-dimensional arrays, length of variable represents only base size. Only base size. Sir, if I am taking like this, SOP of x of 0 dot length. What the answer by default we are going to get? X of 0 is nothing but like dot length is the 3. Are you getting? Okay, this is 3. So in multi-dimensional arrays, length of variable represents only base size but not the total size. Okay, add. In multi-dimensional arrays, length of variable represents only base size. Length variable represents only base size. Only base size but not the total size. Length variable represents only base size but not the total size. But not the total size. But not total size. Okay? Take this example. Two-dimensional array X is equal to new two-dimensional array of 6, 3. SOP of x dot length. The answer is the 6. SOP of x of 0 dot length. Its value is 3. Completed, I hope. Okay. SOP of x dot length 6, x of 0 dot length 3. Okay. Next, sir, here do you know? So there is no direct way to find total size. What is the reason is, in multi-dimensional arrays, the next level size is not fixed. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, like maybe a chance. That's why. So we can't fix. So there is no direct way to specify the size of multi-dimensional array. If indirectly we can find. What is the way is very simple. X of 0 dot length plus x of 1 dot length plus x of 2 dot length plus dot. Are you getting? Until if you can count all, then automatically total size by default you will get. Okay, add. There is no direct way to specify. There is no direct way to specify. There is no direct way to specify length of multi-dimensional array, or to find. There is no direct way to find length of 1 minute. There is no direct way to find total length of total length or total size, anywhere. Total length of multi-dimensional array. But indirectly, we can find as follows. Indirectly, we can find as follows. as follows. We can find as follows. Okay, take this one, x of 0 dot length plus x of 1 dot length plus x of 2 dot length dot dot dot. X of 0 dot length, x of 1 dot length, x of 2 dot length plus x of 2 dot length plus a dot dot dot. Are you able to understand that? Okay, this is next. So that's all. There ends length versus length. Do you know length variable applicable for arrays, length method applicable for string objects, right? Okay, next, keep submitting. Anonymous arrays. So now anonymous arrays. Sir, can you tell what is anonymous array? Anonymous. The name itself indicates anonymous. Okay, nameless. So sometimes we can declare array without name. Sir, sometimes we can declare array without name. Such type of nameless arrays are by default considered as anonymous arrays. Are you getting? So an array without name is nothing but anonymous, right? Then immediately you may ask, suppose, sir, I'm declaring an array. Int array x is equal to 10, 20, 30. Can you tell what is the name of this array? X. Sir, can you please tell how many elements are there? X dot length. Can you tell what is the first element? What is the first element? X of 0. Sir, what is the second element? X of 1. So every time we can use array by using name only. Sir, without having the name, how you can use that array? Are you getting an array without name? How we can use that array? Is nothing but, yes sir, there is a possibility just for instant use, just for one time usage. It is not required to give the name. Such type of nameless arrays are by default considered as anonymous arrays, right? Best example for you. Suppose you want to attend a SCJP class, demo class. You went to Maitrivanam because most of our operations are at Maitrivanam. You went there at Maitrivanam. Then you asked, I want to attend a SCJP demo, like, sir, can you please go to SR Nagar, Canara Bank building, second floor. You can attend the class, like. So the people suggested. Then automatically, so you came to nearer to Umesh Chandra statue. You started, like, you started. Sir, Axis Bank came. You are not seeing any Canara Bank building. Then community hall also came. You are not seeing any Canara Bank building. Then you have the big doubt in your mind. So whether Canara Bank building crossed or is it there front, you may have the big doubt. Then what you did is, so usually what we are going to do, yes, we will ask a person who is going on the road, can you please tell where is Canara Bank building? Then immediately, so you that person told, sir, can you please go straight? Just after 2 minutes walk on the right hand side, you can see Canara Bank building, like. Then you will get confidence. Oh, I didn't cross that building. Then you will come and you saw this building and you came to the second floor. Sir, my doubt is, someone helped to identify this building. Okay, at community hall, someone helped. What is his name? Ayo, what is his name? What is his mail ID? Mobile number? What is his name? Mail ID, mobile number, like? No. So you don't know. Then I will ask, Hare, why you didn't take his information? Then simple answer you people are going to tell, sir, in the future, I'm not going to communicate that person anymore. Are you getting? In the future, I'm not going to communicate with that person anymore. What is the need? Is nothing but maybe a chance. Sir, if you are not going to communicate with that person anymore in the future, not required to take his contact information, right? Same. Sir, I don't want to use this array anymore in the next line, sir. Just for one time usage only. Then what is the need of giving the name? Such a type of instant use purpose created arrays are by default considered as what? Anonymous arrays, right? Are you able to understand? Similarly, suppose assume, how many of you came to this class by city bus? City bus. Okay, assume that there are some people. Assume. Then you gave the ticket, you gave the money. Sir, SR Nagar, one ticket to SR Nagar, like. Then the conductor gave the ticket and the remaining change anyway. That's all. Whenever SR Nagar came, you get down and you came to the class directly. Now my question is, conductor provide the service for you, correct? Right? He gave the ticket. Okay, like what is the name of the conductor? Ayo, what is the name? Or what is the contact information or mail ID or mobile number or address of the conductor? You don't know. Okay, this. So then I will ask, hey, why you didn't take? Sir, what is the need? I'm not going to communicate with that conductor anymore in my rest of life. Then what is the need? Is nothing but like, hey, tomorrow you require to travel in the city bus, right? So then how you can manage? Sir, in that city bus, another conductor will be there. Regarding, sir, this is just for instant use, just for one time usage. Purpose created erase are by default considered as what? Anonymous erase. Regarding just for instant use, sir, just for one time use, such type of erase are by default considered as anonymous erase, right? I hope you people can aware. Sir, what is anonymous array? An array without a name. Okay, what is the purpose of anonymous array? Just for instant use or one time usage, right? Okay, at sometimes we can declare an array. Sometimes we can declare an array. We can declare an array without a name. Sometimes we can declare an array without a name. Such a type of nameless arrays are called. Such a type of nameless arrays are called anonymous arrays. Such a type of nameless arrays are called anonymous arrays. Next line. The main purpose of anonymous arrays is just for instant use. The main purpose of anonymous arrays is just for instant use. Within bracket one time usage. Just for instant use within bracket one time usage. Okay, that's all. Are you able to understand? Sir, what is anonymous array? What is the purpose of anonymous arrays? Is nothing but clear for you. Sir, now how we can declare anonymous array? Just have a look once. Let me go for directly example and then you can get some clarity, right? Here saying, sir, I'm taking class test. Now public static void main method, public static void main string array args. Public static void main string array args. Now, sir, here just observe, I have one method is there, public static void some method is there. In the sum method, it can take some int array as argument. The purpose of the sum method is to print sum of elements present in this array. To print sum of elements, right? Int total is equal to 0. For each int value x1 in x. Regarding for each int value x1 in x, so total is equal to total plus x1. Regarding for each int value x1 in x, total is equal to total plus x1. System.out.println the sum. SOP of the sum is so total like. End of this one. Regarding very simple. What is this loop, Anna? This loop is called what? For each loop. You know the basic idea. Sir, for every int element present in this array, can you please add that to the total? Total is equal to total plus x1. The sum is nothing but total. Now my target here is, observe a bit carefully here. Sir, now my job is, I want to find the sum of 10, 20, 30, 40. Assume that, sir, I have numbers are there, 10, 20, 30, 40. I want to find the sum. But to find the sum method is already there. But the problem with the sum method is it's always expecting what? Int array. It's always expecting int array, but I have only int values. Just to call sum method, we require an array. But after completing that sum method call, I'm not using that array anymore. Are you getting? Sir, we have numbers. I want to find the sum. But sum method can take which one as the argument? Int array. Just to call sum method, we require an array. But after completing sum method call, we are not using that array anymore. Just for instant use purpose. Happily we can go for which array? Anonymous array, right? Sir, how to create? Simple. Call sum method. I'm calling sum method. Which thing I have to pass as the argument? Int array. Int array. Now an array without name I'm creating, right? New int array. New int array with what values? 10, 20, 30, 40, right? 10, 20, 30, 40. Like this I'm calling. Sir, do you know this one is nothing but what? Anonymous array. Are you getting? Just to call sum method, we require an array. But after completing sum method call, we are not using that array anymore. Just for this one time usage purpose created array by default considered as what? Anonymous array, right? Now I have one doubt. Sir, sum method completed. Here I want to print first element of this array. Sir, what is the first element of this array? I want to print. What is the way? What is the way? I want to print first element of this array. What is the way? How to print? There is no way, because after completing the sum method call, we are not using that array anymore. Even we can't, because what is this one? It is anonymous array, just for instant use, one time usage purpose created array. That's why it's nothing but like. Any explanation is required for you people, right? Okay, so make sure how to create anonymous array. Simple ana. Here we can create anonymous array is nothing but like, sir, new operator we can take. New type of array. What is the type of array? Int array. Any type. Int array, char array, like, sir, with what values? 10, 20, 30, 40. Like this we can create anonymous array. Are you able to understand? Okay, add. We can create anonymous array. We can create anonymous array as follows. We can create anonymous array as follows. We can create anonymous array as follows. Take this one. New int array of 10, 20, 30, 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. Like this. New int array 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, like. Sir, here one bigger mistake most of the people are doing while creating anonymous arrays. What is that mistake is? Here see. Our hand, do you know, here see. Sir, whenever we are taking new int array, immediately our hand is going for size. Correct or not? New int array of 3, immediately 3 or 4, whatever. Now I am taking 10, 20, 30. If I can take like this, compile time error we are going to get. Are you getting? New int array 10, 20, 30, compile time error, because while creating anonymous arrays we can't specify the size, because we are already providing number of elements. If we are providing number of elements, what is the need of specifying the size? If you don't want to provide, then size you have to specify. Are you getting? While creating anonymous arrays, we can't specify the size. By mistake, if you are trying to specify the size, compile time error by default we will get. Sir, can you tell, is it valid or not? New int array 10, 20, 30. Is it valid or not? This one perfectly valid. Observe the point at this one. While creating anonymous arrays, we can't specify the size. While creating anonymous arrays, we can't specify the size. We can't specify the size. We can't specify the size. Otherwise, we can't specify the size. Otherwise, we will get compile time error. compile time, error. Okay, take these two things. New int array, take both. The first one is invalid, but second one is valid. New int array of 3, 10, 20, 30, invalid. New int array of 10, 20, 30 itself is valid. New int array 10, 20, 30 itself is valid, right? Completed, I hope. Clear for all of you, right? Okay. Now next one. This is one possibility we have. Now the next legend this one. Sir, we can apply this technique, I mean anonymous array, for multi-dimensional arrays also. We can create multi-dimensional anonymous arrays also. What is the option is? Observe. Sir, new 2-dimensional array I am taking. New 2-dimensional array with what values? Sir, here 10, 20, okay, 30, 40, 50, like this I am taking. Sir, new 2-dimensional array 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 by default we are getting. Is it valid or not? Yes. Sir, what is the dimension of this array? 2 dimension. Here it is 1 dimension, where each element is another 1-dimensional array. Same. We can create multi-dimensional anonymous arrays also. We can create multi-dimensional anonymous arrays also. Anonymous arrays also. Okay, take this one. New 2-dimensional array 10, 20. New 2-dimensional array of 10, 20, like take clearly. $30, $40, $50. Completed, right? Okay, like next up. So the last conclusion about this multi-anonymous arrays. Legend. Suppose, assume that you are traveling in the train. Traveling in the train. Most of the times you are going to meet several anonymous people. Are you getting? So if you want to travel to Bangalore, first you came out from the room, then you have to take auto to railway station. You don't know what is the name and contact information of auto wala, but you got the service. You entered into the station. You have to take the ticket. You are paying the money, you will get the ticket. The person who is providing the ticket, are you getting? You don't know his contact information, anonymous person. Now you are entering into the train. Just at the gate there is one person is there. Side please, like. Then he will just side. Then you will enter into the train. You don't know what is his name. Regarding contact name, anonymous person. Now you are traveling. You sat on your bed, whatever you got. Now one chai person is coming. You don't know his name. Just you are giving the 5 rupees money, you will get the tea. Samosa person is coming. Then you are paying 10 rupees and you will get the samosa. You don't know what their names, contact information, all. Can I use the term all these people are anonymous persons or not? Even you are not interested to take their contact information also. Sir, if I can take contact information of chai wala, I mean that railway in the train, chai wala, what is the use? If I am taking samosa wala person contact information, what is the use? So that's why even you are not interested to take. Now you are traveling alone, almost around 6 hours you require to travel. Assume just beside your seat there is one senior person who sat. 6 hours you require to travel. 6 hours without having any talk. Just sit just like a statue. I hope it is impossible. Correct or not? Impossible. Then usually what we will see surrounding. Then just beside our seat one senior person we sat. Then we are going to feel, array, let me talk like is nothing man. Then just you will touch, sir, by what time this train will reach Bangalore? you know at what time this train will reach Bangalore, otherwise how you can plan, okay, you know, but still something we have to talk. That's why immediately we will ask, by 2 o'clock I hope, like this person is going to tell. Then even this person is also eagerly waiting for that situation only. Then immediately ask her, are you traveling up to Bangalore or further? Is nothing but like, sir, I'm traveling up to Bangalore only. Then immediately you won't stop with that answer. Sir, what about you? I require to travel to Mysore. Is nothing but like, do you know, dot. Is nothing but 3 hours, 4 hours, very big conversation is happening. Then in that conversation you impressed very much with this person answers. This person having very, very strong idea in the software, all these things. Then you thought that this person may be useful for me, like, sir, if you don't mind what you are doing, like you ask this person, I'm working at Mysore Infosys, senior project manager, like he told. Then immediately, sir, can you please give your card? Can you please forward my resume? Yeah, is nothing but like, are you going to take his contact information or not? Yes, because you thought that this person is going to be helpful for us in the future. We require to communicate with that person. Okay, actually at the beginning he is an anonymous person, but once I got his contact information, now this person is no longer anonymous. At any point of time we can able to communicate with this person. Are you getting? Now, sir, I'm creating an array, same style. Here observe, I'm creating one anonymous array. New int array of 10, 20, 30 is nothing but anonymous array. Now I'm creating anonymous array like this. Now my target is, sir, I thought that this array I have to use in the next lines of the code. That's why immediately I gave the name. Are you getting right? Based on our requirement, we can give the name for anonymous array, then it is no longer anonymous. Are you getting? Actually I created just like anonymous array. I thought that this array is going to be helpful in the next lines of the code. That's why, so int array x, I gave the name. Based on our requirement, we can give the name for anonymous array, then it is no longer anonymous. Clear for all of you, right? So is it a valid line or not? Yes, perfectly valid. Okay, at this point, based on our requirement, we can give the name. Based on our requirement, we can give the name. We can give the name. We can give the name for anonymous array. We can give the name for anonymous array. We can give the name for anonymous array. Anonymous array. Then we can give the name for anonymous array. Then it is no longer anonymous. Then it is no longer anonymous. Then it is no longer anonymous. No longer anonymous. No longer anonymous. Okay, like take this example. Int array x is equal to new int array. Int array x is equal to new int array of 10, 20, 30. Int array x is equal to new int array of 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30, 30. Like this. I hope clear, right? Now take this example. Completed, I hope. sum of int array x into total is equal to 0, like the sum plus a total. Are you getting? Now add the theory. In the above example, just to call some method, we required an array. Just to call some method, we required an array. But after completing some method call, we are not using that array anymore. But after completing that some method call, we are not using that array anymore. Hence for this one time requirement, anonymous array is the best choice. Okay, that's all. So this is what is anonymous array. Next, keep submitting. Next topic, array element assignments. Okay, sir, here just observe these points well. So there are multiple cases we are going to discuss. Okay, case 1, keep submitting. Case 1, array element assignments, case 1. Sorry, here I am taking int array. Listen a bit carefully. Int array x is equal to. Sir, I am taking new int array of some 5 or 6 like this I am taking. Sir, what is this one? What type of array? Primitive array, int array, right? For this array, I want to provide values. Okay, what is the option? X of 0 is equal to 10. Valid or not? Valid, because int array, okay, you are providing int value. Sir, x of 1 is equal to a. Valid or not? A means what? Char. In the place of int, char, possible or not? Yes, no problem. Then which value will be saved? 97. Okay, I hope you people may remember this diagram. What is this one? Byte to short to int to long to float to double, and then what? Char to int. Are you getting the point, right? Char to int, byte to short, like we have. Now, sir, wherever int is required, my requirement is what? Int. Byte is allowed, short is allowed, char is allowed, int is allowed. No problem at all. Sir, byte b is equal to 20, x of 2 is equal to b. Valid or not? Byte b, x of 2 is equal to b. Valid. Short s is equal to 30, x of 3 is equal to s. Valid or not? Yes, no problem at all. Sir, x of 4 is equal to 10L. Valid or invalid? Invalid, because the problem is, in the place of int, we can provide what? Long. By mistake, if you are providing long, immediately compile error saying possible loss of precision. Found long, required is nothing but what? Required is int. Do you know? Found long, required itself is nothing but int, right? I hope is clear for all of you. Now here see, sir, in the case of primitive type arrays, as array elements, we can provide any time which can be promoted to declared type. Are you getting? If it is the int array, which type of elements are allowed? Byte, short, char, int. If it is a float array, which type of elements are allowed? Byte, short, char, int, long, float. Are you getting right? Everything except a double, any type you can provide, no problem at all. I hope you people can aware. Add case 1, add the theory. In the case of primitive type arrays, in the case of primitive type arrays, in the case of primitive type arrays, as array elements, in the case of primitive type arrays, as array elements, we can provide any type. As array elements we can provide any type. As array elements we can provide any type, which can be, we can provide any type which can be implicitly promoted to, which can be implicitly promoted to declared type, which can be implicitly promoted to declared type, which can be implicitly promoted to declared type, implicitly promoted to declared type. Okay, like take this example, int array x is equal to we can provide any type which can be implicitly promoted to declared type. Like take this example. So if it is the int array, which data type elements are allowed? Byte, short, char, int. Like because it is the int type, these 4 things are allowed. If it is the float type, you know, take that diagram also. Char is allowed, int is allowed, byte is allowed, short is allowed. We can provide any type which can be implicitly promoted to declared type. Can I complete it right? Which can be implicitly promoted to declared type. Like I hope it is clear for you. Okay, next one, which can be implicitly promoted to declared type. Like any explanation is required? Next, example 2. In the case of float type arrays, in the case of float type arrays, in the case of float type arrays, the allowed data types are, in the case of float type arrays, the allowed data types are, can I spell out which data types are allowed? Byte, short, char, int, long, float. Add one by one. Byte, short, as array elements we can provide the allowed data types are byte, short, char, int, long, float. That's all. So this is what case 1 if it is a primitive type array. Next, case 2. Case 2, here legend this. Sir, if it is object type arrays, object type, string array, student array, customer array, object type arrays, how the behavior? Here see. Sir, I am taking one object array, A is equal to, object array A is equal to new object array of 10 I am taking, object array. Now A of 0 is equal to new object. Sir, is it valid or not? A of 0 is equal to new object, perfectly valid. A of 1 is equal to, new string of Durga. Is it valid or not? A of 1 is equal to new string of Durga, valid, no problem at all. A of 2 is equal to new integer of 10, valid or not? Valid. Sir, in the case of object type arrays, as array elements we can provide either declared type object or it's a child class object. either declare type object or it's a child class object. Is nothing but like so if it is object type array is nothing but like same. So assume it is the example 1. Let me take example 2. Here see, I am taking number array. Sir, number array n is equal to number array n, new number array of 10 I am taking number. Do you know number, for the number which are child classes ana? Byte, short, integer, long, float and then double. Byte, short, integer, long, float, double. Okay, n of 0 is equal to n of 0 is equal to, here I am taking new integer of 10. New integer of 10. Is it valid or invalid? N of 0 is equal to new integer of 10 because it is a child only, child of number, no problem. N of 1 is equal to, okay, new double of 10.5. Valid or not? Valid because double object valid. N of 2 is equal to new string of Durga. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid because string is not child class of number. That's why immediately comparative method we are going to get saying incompatible types. Incompatible types found java.lang.string required required what? java.lang.number is nothing but like comparative method we are getting. I hope is clear for all of you. Okay, this make sure you people should have clear clarity. So here can I conclude something like this? In the case of object type arrays, as array elements, we can provide either declared type object or it's a child class objects. Okay, add. In the case of object type arrays, in the case of object type arrays, as array elements, in the case of object type arrays as array elements, we can provide. In the case of object type arrays as array elements, we can provide. As array elements, we can provide either declared type objects, or it's a child class objects. Either declared type objects or it's a child class objects. Either declared type objects or it's a child class objects, or it's a child class objects. Are getting? Take this example 1, example 2. Take both clearly. Either declared type objects or it's a child class objects. We can provide, no problem at all. Object array A is equal to new object array of 10. A of 0 is equal to new object. A of 1 is equal to new string of Durga. A of 2 is equal to new integer of 10. Completed, right? Example 1. Next to this one, example 2. Number array n is equal to new number array of 10. N of 0 new integer of 10, new double of 10.5. I hope completed. Okay, now clear for you people, right? Incompatible types found java.lang.string, required java.lang.number like. Any explanation is required now? Okay, that's all. This is the case 2, object type arrays. Now keep submitting case 3. Case 3. Sir, if it is number type array, here just observe number type arrays. So this is we cover number type, it's a child type. Next case 3, legend this one. Sir, is it a valid or invalid? Runnable array R is equal to new runnable array of 10 like this I am taking. Is it valid or invalid? Ayo? That's what you have to identify. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid. Compile time error. Because runnable is an interface. How you can create an object for the interface, man? That's why this one is valid. Okay, valid. No problem at all. Because I'm not creating runnable object. Remember, I'm creating runnable type array object. Regarding it's an array but not runnable object. Runnable type array object we can create. Sir, interface type array object we can create, but interface object you can't create, right? Interface. So interface type array object we created. Next one. Okay, well, you created runnable array. In the you have to insert what? Runnable object. But runnable is an interface. How you can create an object? That's why make sure here legend this one. For the runnable, can you tell what is the implementation class? Thread is the implement. Every implementation class by default is of interface type. Regarding thread object is always of what type? Runnable type. That's why interface type arrays, which type of elements are allowed? It's implementation class objects are allowed. Now R of 0 is equal to new thread like this I am taking. Sir, is it valid or invalid? R of 0 is equal to new thread, valid. R of 1 is equal to new string of Durga. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid, because string doesn't implement what? Runnable interface, right? That's why, do you know what compile time error you are going to get? Same incompatible types. Incompatible types found java.lang.string, found java.lang.string required. What the requirement? Java.lang.runnable. Java.lang.runnable, right? I hope is clear for all of you, right? Okay, sir, if it is interface type array, it's a implementation class objects allowed, no problem at all. Add case 3. For interface type arrays, as array elements, for interface type arrays, as array elements, its implementation class objects are allowed. Its implementation class objects are allowed. Implementation class objects are allowed. Implementation class objects are allowed. Okay, like take this example. Compile time error, right? Throwable object. Compile time error. Throwable doesn't implement runnable. Throwable either directly or indirectly, it won't implement. Throwable is what type, man? Exceptions, not threads. So take clearly. I hope is clear, right? Runnable array R is equal to new runnable array of 10, or of 0 is equal to new thread, or of 1 is equal to new string of Durga. Incompatible types found java.lang.string required java.lang.runnable. Clear, right? Okay. Next, sir, let me summarize whatever the cases we covered. Now listen well. Here I am taking array type. Sir, array type allowed element types. Array type allowed element types. Allowed element types. Array type allowed element types. Sir, first one here see, array type allowed element types. First one, primitive. Here just observe, primitive arrays. Primitive arrays. Can you tell which data type elements are allowed for this array? Case 1, primitive array. Can you please cross check? Case 1. In the case of primitive type arrays, as array elements, we can provide any type which can be implicitly promoted to declared type. Sir, we can provide any type which can be implicitly promoted to declared type, which can be implicitly promoted to declared type. Okay, legend, later you can take. Second one, if it is object type arrays. Sir, if it is the object type arrays, can you tell what are the allowed element types? If it is the object type array, allowed element types are any either, can you spell out? Object either declared type or it's a child class objects. Do you know? Either declared type or it's a child class objects. Either declared type or it's a child class objects are allowed. Next, third one, here legend. If it is abstract class type arrays. If it is abstract class type arrays. Sir, abstract class type array, which thing is allowed? Abstract class type arrays, which thing is allowed? Do you know? It's if it is abstract class, we covered this case or not? Is it covered? Case 3, abstract class type arrays covered? Yes, boss, we covered. Okay, what is that one? Do you know? Number. This example we covered, right? Number array. For number is an abstract class. For the number array, which type of elements are allowed? It's a child class. Byte, short, integer, float, like abstract class type arrays. We covered already. Example is the number object type only. It is also. It's a child class objects are allowed. It's a child class objects. Okay, are allowed, right? Next, last case we covered. Do you know? Intraphase type arrays. If it is the intraphase type array, can you tell which type of elements are allowed in intraphase type array? It's a implementation class objects are allowed. It's a implementation class objects are allowed. It's a implementation class objects are allowed. Okay, like take this clearly. Array type, allowed element type. Primitive arrays, primitive arrays, any type which can be implicitly promoted to declared type. Object type arrays, either declared type or it's a child class objects. Next, abstract class type arrays. Abstract class type arrays, it's a child class objects are allowed. Next, interface type array, it's a implementation class objects are allowed. Completed, I hope. Okay, interface type arrays, its implementation class objects are allowed. Okay, that's all. So this is about what? Array element assignments. Next up, array variable assignments. Array variable assignments. Array variable assignments.